Becoming a parent is such a beautiful experience. You bring a tiny, perfect little human into the world, and you're ready to do everything in your power to keep them safe and happy. But let's be honest, there's so much to learn, right? Especially when it comes to baby safety. No one hands you a manual when you leave the hospital, and suddenly, you're in charge of this precious little life. But what if I told you there's one baby safety secret that every new parent should know? This isn't just some random tip or something you'll read in a book. It's something simple yet so many new parents overlook, and it can make all the difference. Before we dive into that secret, let's talk about the one thing every parent fears: accidents. Whether it's your baby rolling off the changing table for the first time, or them grabbing something dangerous within reach, the first few months of parenthood can feel like you're in constant hyper-alert mode. You want to protect your baby from everything, but it's hard to be everywhere at once. Now, you might think that babyproofing is just about getting the right gadgets, safety gates, and baby monitors, right? While all of that is important, and we'll touch on those things too, there's one thing that isn't always on the baby safety checklist that should be, and it's something you can do today. Here's the secret. Your instincts are your best tool for baby safety. Yeah, I said it, your instincts. When you become a parent, you develop this incredible, almost supernatural intuition. You know your baby better than anyone else in the world. And while gadgets and advice are helpful, sometimes that inner voice is the one that'll keep your little one the safest. But how do we learn to trust those instincts, especially when we're constantly overwhelmed or doubting ourselves? It's not always easy. But here's how it can work. First of all, when it comes to baby safety, always stay one step ahead. If you've been a parent for even a short time, you know babies are fast. One moment they're in their bassinet, and the next, boom, they've somehow rolled off the side. So how do we prevent that? Start by setting up your environment with baby safety in mind. Keep your baby's sleep space free from pillows, blankets, and stuffed animals, because soft bedding is a suffocation risk. Always lay your baby down on their back. This is the most important rule for reducing the risk of sudden infant death syndrome, SIDS. I know. You've heard this advice 100 times before. But have you really thought about it in the context of creating a safe space? When your baby is napping or sleeping, make sure the crib is clear and that the temperature is right. Too hot? That's another risk. You want your baby comfortable, but also protected from overheating. Now, let's talk about something that I know every parent can relate to. Those moments when your baby starts moving and exploring more. It's a huge milestone, but it's also when baby safety ramps up to another level. As soon as they start rolling, crawling, or even sitting up, everything around them becomes a potential hazard. They're curious little beings, right? This is where babyproofing comes into play. But here's the twist. Babyproofing doesn't have to mean covering every outlet with a plastic cap or wrapping furniture in foam. It means creating a safe environment by removing potential dangers and allowing your baby to explore safely. If you have sharp edges on furniture, maybe move things around or get corner protectors. If your baby is trying to stand up and grab something from a shelf, keep the small items, especially those that are choking hazards, up high and out of reach. The more you do to prevent accidents before they happen, the better. Next, let's talk about baby monitors. I know so many parents swear by their baby monitors, and for good reason. They give you peace of mind when you're not in the same room as your little one. But here's the thing. Always use the monitor in combination with your instincts. No piece of technology can replace your ability to sense when something's wrong. For instance, if your baby seems unusually quiet or you feel like something's off, don't just rely on the monitor. Go in and check. That feeling you get, that gut instinct, is your greatest asset. Another important area to focus on is car safety. Now, if you're like most new parents, you're probably terrified of making any mistakes when it comes to car seat safety. And that's totally normal. But here's the deal. Your car seat is the #1 tool to keep your baby safe on the road, and it needs to be installed correctly. Make sure you're following all the guidelines for age, height, and weight. And never, ever, ever place your baby in the front seat of a car. Always in the back, and always rear-facing as long as possible. And as your baby grows and becomes more mobile, think about the other spaces they'll be exploring. Bathrooms, kitchens, and even the stairs. It might sound like a lot, but the more you can create a safe space for your baby to grow and learn, the less stressful parenting will feel. But let's get back to that secret I mentioned earlier. It's not about all the gadgets or all the rules. It's about trusting yourself as a parent. Your instincts are incredibly powerful and they will guide you. Sure, you'll make mistakes. That's part of the journey. But if you listen to that inner voice, you'll always know what's best for your baby. And if you're ever in doubt, don't hesitate to ask for help or research more. Parenting doesn't come with a manual, but with the right mindset, you'll find your way. So, now that you've heard the secret, what do you think? Are you ready to trust yourself more as a parent? Are you going to take a step back, breathe, and listen to your instincts? I hope so, because you've got this. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you want more tips on how to keep your baby safe and sound. You're doing amazing, and remember, parenting is a journey. Take it one step at a time and trust yourself along the way. See you in the next video.